Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today I want to talk to y'all a little bit about the big, important day one questions we have with patch 11.2 being here. 11.2 dropped earlier, servers were up 4 hours early for US, and honestly, the patch has been pretty chill. There hasn't really been a whole lot of issues, barring a little bit of issue. Well, I guess there's a couple of them with the questline being buggy. A simple relog fixes that, but there's a handful of big questions I've received that I want to look at and address today. So we're going to do that. A bit of also an update on like a day one, week one, what you should do kind of thing here too. Larry has updated their spreadsheet a bit, or their document with like a checklist. So we're gonna look at that too and answer a couple questions I had a lot on stream today. So the first thing here off the bat, there hasn't been a whole lot of talk about like the alt skip, if it's available or anything. Once you finish the main storyline for the Cloak, it is available. It's very cool. You're going to log in and get a quest here called the Shadowy Invitation, I've already finished the main questline for my Cloak on my main. This is Rotten Out, my hunter. So all you're going to do is come over here in Dorangal. You're going to walk in here, talk to Locust Walker. You're going to do this like you did. You're going to do this like you did the main campaign. When you're going out here, no big deal. Take this quest, return to the Veiled Market. He's going to walk over here and yap for a little bit. He's going to open this portal here. It's the same with every character, but there is no hour-and-a-half quest line like you needed before to get the Cloak. It's just simply open this, go to the portal. It'll then ask you to watch the cutscene again. You can skip it. It's super easy. Open the portal, please, big dog, for me. Open it up. There we go. We're going through. You do this. You turn in the quest, and the next guy is like, hey, did the campaign already? Do you want to do it again? The answer is no. It's a long one. And you're done. Here he is. Bang. I did it already. Cool. And you're done. Now, your next question might be, cool, I'm done. I didn't get my cloak. Where do I get it from? He has a crafted cloak. I didn't realize that. That sucks. But so where you get it from is the same place where you're sent in your initial like campaign completion quest line. It is the island right over here. I forgot what it's called. Overlook Zashul, I think. Where I think his name's Haral, something like that. That controls your cloak and everything. This is the guy that gives you the weekly quest to go do events and phase walking and all that. The guy that upgrades your cloak for you. Super easy. You fly over here and just can tell him, hey man, I lost my cloak. Give me another one. I didn't really lose it. Just never got it, but hey, either way, that works. It takes a solid 2 minutes. This guy hadn't even logged into the patch yet. I'm doing it all live for you right now. In addition to him giving you a cloak on your alts, this is going to be the same character that you actually upgrade your cloak on, which we can talk about that in a minute here as well. So with this little island over here, there's a flight path right here. You can grab it if you want. And he's chilling right over here. Now he's going to say above his head, 6 out of 6, ethereal strands owned. Talk to him. I need a new cloak. Bam, there it is. You're done. It's literally that fast. Takes 3 minutes on your alts. Now, when you're doing the campaign, when you finish it and you get your cloak, you're going to be offered one of 4 fibers. They're blue fibers. People kept asking, what do you take? Currently in the Warlock sims, you're playing versatility in every single cloak. That might change. It might have just been a copy-pasted thing. Not really sure. But either way, don't worry about that because you're going to be able to get all of them regardless. Once he's unlocked, you come over here, purchase fibers, you can buy them all. So I don't have any of this guy. I'm going to buy 4. And the cool thing about it is there's no like, it's not like Dom shards where you had to like socket them in and out and override things. I'll put this haste one in here. Super easy. I have haste in my cloak. I want versatility. Pop it out, pop it in, bang. Versatility, and the haste one's back in my bags. Super easy. You can buy them all. So don't worry about making the wrong choice with the quest line. Now, if you notice my cloak's also not enabled, come over here and talk to him. If you're doing this quest for the first time or haven't gotten your extra strands yet, it'll say 3 out of 6 above his head. Come over here. You want to empower your cloak. You're going to have 3 points available likely. First time doing this, unless you've done delves and things to get your last few threads. We'll look at that in a minute. Empower your cloak. Bang. Cloak's open. You're good to go. Now, when it comes to getting the last 3 ethereal strands, which are these things right here, for most everybody who hasn't done delves yet, it'll say 3 out of 6. I believe they drop from M+, raid bosses, LFR, delves for sure, and I think some other sorts of content. But I know delves give you a strand. So you can farm level 1 delves for it. It's 1 strand at the end of every delve, but you have to push your delves. You should push your delves to level 8 and then do 8 8s this week. So you might as well just do that and get one from the 4, the 5, and the 6. Once you get them, you come back out here. It'll say 6 out of 6. Come over here, click this, and your cloak goes to a whopping 707. And there you go. That's as high as the cloak can go this week. And yeah, it's basically juiced. But as far as like fibers, you can buy them, all the blue ones. You upgrade to rank 3, 707 is the max cloak. That's where you get your strands from, and that is the alt skip. At the same time, tailors can make better fibers that are epic quality. I assume they pop in and out all the same. I'm not sure where the patterns are from, but it doesn't really matter a whole lot. I've seen them floating around. You can just work order them, and they are more powerful than the blue ones. But regardless, super easy to change. Don't worry about making a mistake because you really can't. You can buy the rest of them for 100 gold each. All right, this is not a shameless plug here. I'm putting this up right now because there's going to be a flashbang coming. It's going to be a bright spreadsheet, but it's helpful. All right, here we go. Shield your eyes. Okay, so Hilarious has made a checklist version. They actually made one for me because last time we linked their spreadsheet, I'm very sorry. You guys were so crazy with it, it crashed their spreadsheet. So they were happily, they weren't mad. I think they were just laughing about it being funny, but they made a version of their own checklist here that basically you can use on your own if you want, and it shows like week 1, week 2, week 3, what you basically should be doing if you want to like optimize things and all that. There's a Raider's Guide link here. Click this link to make a copy of this. Obviously, if you want to like check this off on your own, you can't do it here. But if you want to make a copy of that, you can do this. It'll make a copy for you. And then you can basically check things off as you go on your own. Now, this hits on like the more important things to do, like week 1, so you can check it off yourself if you want here with your own copy, but you can't do it with the link down below. But if you want this, there is a link down below in the description to the actual sheet itself. So it hits on the important things to do, week 1, week 2, all that. I'm going to zoom in here. Campaign completed with Darkmoon Fair buff. So we hit on this early on when it came to like what to do week 1, the video as well. Same thing we talked about last time. If you're going to the campaign, you're going to want a Darkmoon Fair buff to optimize your reputation. Now, you really only get rep from finishing the campaigns. You don't get it for every quest if it's part of the campaign. It's just the end quest. It says like, hey, you're getting rep for this. You're getting like your cloak or some blue item. You want to have the Darkmoon buff active for that. Whether you buy top hats to do that and just, you know, put the buff on out in the world and not having to go back to the fair on the merry-go-round, or go back to the merry-go-round and get the buff. Either way, do that. There is no way to get rep or to get like the permanent augment runes super early on, but still a bit of extra rep, 10% more. Helps out a good bit. Cloak obtained and upgraded. Got that done today. Obviously, talked about it a minute ago. That's pretty cool. Weekly dungeon quests. So in Dorangal, there's a handful of quests. There's one right now to do a seasonal dungeon. Grab that. There's also one for just doing a weekly event, getting 100 Titan disc fragments, all that stuff. Grab all those quests. The ones that are sitting over here, basically. The dungeon one's here. Titan disc fragments is here. Actually, there's a couple more over here also. Rookery, don't bother with that, it's whatever, and this thing also, PvP. But if you grab those, you will get boxes and things that can reward restored coffer keys, as well as Valor Stones, everything else, and all of that. Do those, knock them out. You're going to do your M0s today, likely, this week at least, regardless. So there's that. New Sparks. So Sparks, Blizzard clarified today that we're getting 2 half Sparks this week. We're getting another half spark next week, which is when the raid opens. You're going to have a half spark coming in the week after. So basically, week 2 of the raid, which is here, week 2 of the raid, which is like right here, it resets here for week 2. We're getting our 4th half spark. So we have a full spark now. You're going to get a half spark here. So you have essentially 3 halves, and you're going to have one coming here. So 4 halves or 2 full sparks. They've also added a currency in game under a tab here called Starlight Spark Dust. This is basically, it's not really a currency, but it's a way to track how many sparks you have. This here, if you hover over it, will show how many half sparks you've gotten. Magical residue obtained alongside fractured sparks. So every half spark you get, it's going to just passively tick this up under S3 in your currency tab. Super sick. It's a good way to track, hey, am I behind half a spark? I don't know. I don't have to run a script anymore to tell me. Just check in game. It literally would tell you right here. If I have 2 half sparks already, I already made a whole spark. If I only have 1 out of 2, it'd say 1 out of 2. So there's that. Once you get both your half sparks, and you're doing like the campaign or M0s or whatever, I have a spark somewhere, I promise you, unless it got deleted. I think it's in here. Just had a heart attack. Cool, we're good. Be sure to combine this thing. It takes 250 Valor Stones, same as S2 and S1. I guess this takes 0 now because it's S2, but if you're capped on Valor Stones, combine this thing, because you're probably going to cap again, but you'll save Valor Stones in a sense. That's cool. Might as well combine it. No reason not to. On top of that, these little chests here, these little crates of Valor Stones we talked about from 11.1, they did not go away in 11.2. They're still here. They do still have Valor Stones in them. So if you saved them, like in the videos I mentioned a few days ago, awesome, great. Still good to go. So there's that. You can get a max of 4 restored coffer keys per week. I've gotten 3 from doing various activities like Dungeon Quest over here, all that stuff too. You can get them from, I believe, doing Theater Troupe, which is over here. Doing Awaken the Machine, I believe, as well. Max of 4 per week. That's basically that. So, yeah, there you go. Also, as far as crests are concerned, weathered and carved. So you can obtain past the cap if you're looking at going to the renown vendors we talked about by saving renown rewards. They gave carved crest in 11.1. If you held those quests from 11.0, they changed those over to give weathered. So they don't give carved anymore, unfortunately. Blizzard caught on, they found out. But still, if you have some rewards laying around, you can go get them. Get weathered. I have 107. I'm not even at the cap yet because those don't count against the cap. To a similar extent, weekly dungeon or weekly boxes like the dungeon quest here and such also don't count towards the cap, and they give carved crests as well. I had like 120, I think, but I upgraded some items I got from M0s, being Arakara Sack Brood, legs, and boots. They cost 30 each to upgrade, I think. 30. I think. And you can spend these freely for the most part, as long as you're going to be getting heroic crest and mythic crest next week when the season drops. It's fine, no big deal. Spend them at will. Not really anything to worry about. Now, as far as other things too, new world boss killed. This boss is a doozy. So if you haven't done the new world boss, this thing, wrong screen, I'm not editing that out, it's okay. This thing is sitting in the middle of Koresh. It is a weird boss. It has a lot of health on it, and it phases. Every 20%, it sort of phases itself, and you have to click on like these blue pools on the ground to enter the phase, like phase diving, and fight the boss in that realm. It spawns right, I believe, around here, give or take. It has like 15 billion health. You're gonna die a lot. It's a 10-minute boss fight. It gives BOE or BOA, whatever, Warbound gear of any armor type. I got a plate belt, really great with the belt we have now. You can get a handful of things here: a ring, cloth, mail, plate, leather, whatever you want. But it does not correspond to your class. I got a plate belt, super sick. But be sure to kill that if you haven't. Def worth doing. Go from there. Back to this screen here. Sorry. So 8 tier 8 delves and unlocking tier 11 delves. Tier 11 delves should give, I think there's 3 of them per week or day, I'm not really sure, should give 7 of the highest crests. I think they're rune gilded mythic ones, whatever they are, as they did in 11.1 before Turbo Boost came out and stuff. 8 tier 8 delves are worth doing as well. Note you have to upgrade your delves from tier 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have to do that current tier to unlock the next one. I did up to tier 11 today. Wasn't bad at all. Not too hard to do. I'm old. I did it easily. Special note here, you do need to do T8 delves. The in-game delve tooltip is slightly bugged. Do T8 delves. So from what I understand, we're not totally sure if tier 8 delves are going to give hero items in the vault next week, because we do get a vault for S3 next week. It is going to be right here when the raid opens. We've never had a vault for that season, week 1 of the raid opening, until right now. So I don't think we're totally sure if we're going to get hero items from tier 8 delves, or if they're going to cap it at champion, essentially 7, even if you do 8s. Not really sure. I don't know. Do 8 T8 delves. I did some earlier, unlocking them and all that, if I can find my vault here somewhere. I have a tier 9 currently in here and a tier 7. So I need to do basically 6 more T8s or whatever to have at least, or have all these be T8 or higher. And that's great. To a similar extent, do your 8 M0s. Do the 6 that are available. Tazavesh is not available right now. Do these, and then before the week's over, you're going to want to run 2 of these again. You can't get loot in them a second time, but running 2 again will give you a full 8 slots in your vault, which will be champion rows here. So we're expecting champion in the dungeon slot row and likely hero in this slot. Can you get tier from those? Not really sure. But even if you can't get tier, there's good trinkets, there's hero maybe hero tier from the delve slots. If not, maybe some good delve trinkets, some good items in general. We'll see. But do 8 T8 delves and do 8 M0 dungeons before the week's over. So you can cross basically all these off here. There are some good items in these dungeons as well. So if you get lucky, grats. If you don't, well, there's that. Yep, fill out vault. Valor Stones is whatever. There's that, spend crests, and everything else here. And like degen stuff, obviously is more in like the general guide here. I mean, I'm gonna go back into the actual zone Koresh here and do all these side quests like Phase Lost Adventure, all that, with the actual Darkmoon Fair top hat on for bonus rep and all that. You cannot like rush rep for the permanent augment rune like week 1 or 2, from what we understand. Unless there's some weird hidden thing no one knows about. It looks to be it's more of like a week 7 or 8 gain, and that's just sort of how it is. But yeah, I think that just about covers everything that I was getting questions about today for the cloak, for the patch, what to do, all that kind of stuff. As far as what spec to play for Warlock, if you're here for Warlock stuff, it doesn't matter, brother. It's M0s and T8 delves. I play Demo and delves. You can play whatever you want. M0s, play whatever you want. They're honestly all good. It's M0s. It doesn't matter. Have fun with it. Week 1 of the patch. There's not a crazy amount to do if you're like hardcore and no-lifing it. But if you're just having a good time, which is what you should be doing week 1, have a good time. So that's that. Yeah, thanks for watching. You got any questions about stuff, put it down below. I wake up tomorrow for stream, I'll get back to you. But thanks for watching, guys. Love y'all. GG. If you aren't subbed, maybe consider doing so. It would mean the world to me. Pushing for 100k subs on the channel this year, and it would mean the world to me if we hit it. If you guys want to sub. If not, it's okay. I love y'all all the same. Even if we don't hit it, yeah, still love y'all. So thanks for watching. GG, GN, and I'll catch you all later on stream. Peace.